Back to Game Point Sports.
I'm Robbie the Rocket.
Good night.
C-Bo, you know.
Hey, no fingerprints. We in the house. Check it out, man. It's our first show in Black History Month. How y'all brothers doing today, man? How y'all brothers doing?
We doing okay, King, man.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling extra Nubian today.
Okay.
All this month.
I hear that, man.
I'm gonna eat some black licorice this week.
Oh man. Dashikis, and you can call me Rafiki.
Hey, man.
You know, that might be my nickname for the rest of the
Black beans over pinto beans all month.
Man, how you doing, Robbie the Rocket?
Man, it's Fired Up Fridays, man. I'm fired up, man.
Fired up?
Like what my nigga say, man. Facts over feelings, man. Tell that nigga to get off the couch, man, and go brush his teeth, man. You understand me, man? Fired Up Fridays, man. My Niners didn't lost, man. I'm fired up. I'm mad, but on a good note, man, we got a guest, man. Thank you for coming on the show, brother, man. My young king, man. Thank you.
Man,
come get fired up with us and talk this yang and mean yin yang. How you doing over there? Good night, man. Don't talk to me fast. Talk to me slow.
You know I'm always good, man. I'm gonna keep it cracking. Good night always about that action, and let's get it going, man. It's a Game Point. And we about to get live and direct today. Man, I'm moving kind of slow, but
it's okay, man. Get perked up, man. It's fired up, man. Get fired up, man.
We got Jackie Robinson, man, Black History, man. Black History. I believe Jackie Robinson, man, today, 1952, became the first black person to work for NBC, to work for a major syndicated
network.
My bad. I should have read it. But for a first major network, man, first black person to do have a sport radio show type thing.
Let's go, Jackie.
Jackie Robinson was type of guy that has all kind of firsts. You know, Jackie Robinson's a pioneer in black culture, man.
Man, thank you, brother, for paving the ways for me and my brothers, my young brothers that was out there when we was playing ball back in our days. Appreciate you, brother. Happy birthday. And rest in what you call it, paradise, King.
Rest in paradise.
Hey, man, thank you for not punching on none of them people, man. Because I'm telling you, what Jackie was going through back in the day, all of us would have been kicked out the NBA. I mean, the
Major League Baseball.
Major League, we've been out of
MLB.
So thank you for your restraint, man. You know, that's like Obama. Like, thank you for your restraint, man. I appreciate all these brothers that don't take off on nobody, man, and just kind of get out there to pay the way for the ones who do and will really effectively punch on you, but now the door's already open. But the first couple of ones that go in there, they can't do no punching. They gotta hold it down.
He said it right though. Us, we wasn't built for nothing like this. We wouldn't even we wouldn't even be living right now. We have to live through that.
Spit on you.
That's how time changes, you know.
All right, man. Y'all right. Y'all definitely right. So before we get too far off into sports, man, is his birthday today? I don't think it's his birthday.
It was birthday a couple days ago, 3 days ago. But it's just, his birthday was this weekend.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But so I got one question before we get on to these sports.
Okay, forget it.
For both of y'all, and then I'll answer last. To you, who was the most influential African American? Period, not just in sports. Period to you.
I said, at what level though? Because you know what I'm saying, like in entertainment and sports and politics.
Or just period.
I'm just saying, just overall.
I'm just saying, just like overall, like.
And African American.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was gonna say Nelson Mandela.
I mean, that's cool.
That's a good one.
But he ain't an African American.
I mean,
he African though. That's a good one though.
He a little American in him.
He was, hey.
I'm gonna tell you,
Nelson Mandela was a great one. That's a great one.
I lived through what I can say, with the presidency of, Barack Obama, man. I feel like influential to influence what we've seen as a culture and really change that narrative. And really, again, like I told you, not be punching on these people as disrespectful as they were to him. I really feel like he was that guy. To really kind of set the tone. And, good family man with a good black wife, great black, daughters. And I'm a daughter dad. I really did look at that guy as
girl dad. You a girl dad?
Man. Yeah, I'm a girl dad, man.
Me too. What's wrong with that? What's
Hey,
wrong
man,
with
y'all
that?
know-
Me too. I got
y'all,
two
hey, hold
too.
on, man. Y'all know I'm a dad, girl
you a-
dad,
you
We
dad,
got it.
dad. I'm a dad.
Well, we all like,
Dadded up.
hey,
He
respect
dadded
the
up.
unexpected.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
dadded up.
I ain't running in there respect it. Respect the
But
unexpected.
that would be me. I would say Obama,
Mhm.
man. I really was impressed with that 8-year run. Was a beautiful thing,
Oh,
man.
for sure.
That was something to see.
All right, what you got? Who you got, Robbie? Right? Who was influential to you?
Um,
And it doesn't have to even be a person that you've seen. It could be a person that was in the past.
that really, I can say that. And it ain't got to be in sports. It could just be anybody.
Yep.
Black guy. I'm gonna tell you this. You know what you really got me for Malcolm X to have a 1,000,000 man march, to have 1,000,000 men to come together as one, and as one man can do that. That inspired me as a man to be like, I'm not going on religion. I'm not going on mud. I'm not going on. I'm just going on how one man can inspire so many people to come together as one. So I would have to say, Farrakhan and Malcolm X, them the two. That's
Elijah Muhammad.
Muhammad.
Yeah, Elijah Muhammad. He put together, man.
All the
Okay,
women. Yeah. Muhammad. You know what I'm talking about him.
Yeah, for sure.
Him. He was the guy that kind of, he put fathers together and put men together as one in one place. Strong men, powerful men, and that's powerful. Ain't too many people could do that, and that's kind of was inspired to me. That's something big that I seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of athletes that inspired us, but that was one that was like major
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Me myself, I'm gonna go with E40. I'm just messing around. I'll just mess around with y'all. I'll just mess around with y'all fellas.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna go with Harriet Tubman, and that's a person I didn't. That's a person that I didn't see. But I'm gonna go with Harriet Tubman. I mean, a strong black female, a person who she helped people out, man. She was strong. She did things her way in a time when nothing was supposed to go our way, and she did it straight up out the love of her heart. So Harriet Tubman, man, she put her life on the line every single time. Every time she did that. So me personally, I'm gonna go with Harriet Tubman.
When's she rolling out on the dub? I'm still waiting for. I'm gonna need my first Harriet Tubman dub.
Oh yeah, that's going on the wall.
That's going on everybody's wall in the urban community.
You know what?
Everybody gonna have first dub
we on that
on the
note,
wall.
we can't forget about your girl Rosa Parks during this time of the days too. You know what I'm saying? We got to give her props. Sitting in the front of the bus, not in the back of the bus. Every time I notice, as kids, y'all ever caught the city bus? As a kid,
caught a lot of city buses.
Let me ask you this: as kids, where did you normally sit at as a kid?
Back of the bus.
In the back. But look, we all sit in the back of the bus and gather in the back of the bus. But this woman fought hard for us to sit in the front of the bus, but we still go back to the back of the bus. That's backwards, ain't that? You ever notice that everything is done in the back of the bus, like us
The
people.
shenanigans.
Us people. But the lady fought hard and worked hard for us to sit in the front. None of us. That's why I was like, if I ever was to ride a bus again, I'm sitting in the front.
There is a debatable story or topic about that where she actually wasn't one of the first that didn't want to give up her seat in the front of the bus. It was a younger lady, and she actually, she was like a teen, like 15, and she was pregnant, and they didn't want to use that as a story. They wanted to have somebody behind us. They used Rosa. But either way, even if it was both of them and they did it in tandem, I think it was, still a bold move. I do like what you were saying about, Harriet Tubman, because, back in those days, they would definitely give you a hard time sitting on the back of the bus, cluck you upside the head if it happened. But, when every time you taking a group of people out there, they gonna do something horrible to you out in them backwoods and them swamps and them lakes, man. They do something horrible to you out there. And I think she had a statement, or a phrase, or a quote that she had from Harriet Tubman that said, they said she had freed a certain amount of slaves, and she said, I could have freed so many more, but they didn't know that they were slaves. And that just kind of opened up the mindset of man, she was trying to explain to him first and foremost, did you even know that you were a slave?
Yeah.
And some of them didn't know. They was like, man, it seemed like, we doing all right over here.
Yeah, they think it's all good.
Yeah, like, man, Master
I'm good.
feeders.
Hey man, I get fed 3 hots in the car.
Probably one. You probably get one hot, no cot, but you probably got one hot, no cot. But I thought she was like, man, y'all probably don't even know y'all slaves. But anyway, I wasn't there, but I heard it was some good stuff.
Is my man over there in the control room, man? Are you chimed in or whatever? If not, it's cool because I wanted to know who was one of yours.
Shit, who was one of mine?
It was Ocho Cinco.
I like the E40.
Tell me when to go.
There, no.
Tell me when to go.
No. So let me give a shout out to one of my heroes, though. I guess I can't say the most influential. I believe that was the question, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
I think somebody that had an influence in history and an influence that I paid attention to was like Jack Johnson, the boxer. And I'm just trying to stay in the realm of sports. Jack Johnson to me was like an American hero, or like bare knuckles. I don't think he gets enough recognition. Like he would, at a time when it wasn't the thing to do, he'd beat up the strongest white man in every neighborhood and then go fuck they women and drive around in Rolls Royces with fur coats, all that type of stuff. In a time where it was like they were so scared to challenge him, if they did, they got beat up pretty bad. So and he made a pretty good chunk of change doing it too. He was smart enough to at least monetize what he was doing at the time too. So I like to say shout out to Jack Johnson. I don't think there's enough light that shined on him, and I think there's a reason why that is.
Yeah.
Right on, right on. And my man Mr. G in the back also, DG says Malcolm X. Johnny Doe says Rosa Parks was only famous because she was working with MLK at the time. She didn't start the movement or the moment. But it's all love, and that's something that's what you just kind of touched on. So shouts up to everybody that's commenting. Like we always say, we like you to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. And we like the people to comment because we ain't really nothing without you, man. I hear these brothers talk from time to time, and I'd rather hear y'all comment anyway. I'd rather see y'all comment, but we'll keep it moving. What we talking? What we go ahead, Robbie the Rocket. You take. Hey, Robbie the Rocket, take the wheel.
Hey, this 34 years ago, Doug Williams. Since we still in history of our black people and our black, people that inspired us. He was one I could say as a kid. That day, I knew the importance of that day, but I didn't really know I didn't understand the importance of that day of football because I was about 8 years old at the time, and it was so big that they had it at the church. They had the Super Bowl party at the church because it was Doug Williams, the first black quarterback to ever play the sport. Shout out to Doug Williams, 34 years ago, when it was the first black quarterback to ever win the Super Bowl. And look who he beat. Look who he played against. Who was that against?
I really don't find it.
55
I don't really find anything funny.
Hey, rewind that. Where that Bronco at?
We're going to focus in on the black quarterback.
Man, I mean, it has nothing to do it has nothing to do with anything, man. I mean, it has nothing to do with anything. What's funny?
I got her this kid. He said Robbie Rocket getting fired up. I got her. Look at number 8. He like that fucker. That motherfucker.
He doesn't even think that's funny.
That fucker. I'm in White Denver, Colorado. That fucker that won the Super Bowl.
Hey, they back there in the back room. They childish. They didn't put it up like 15
We're done with that, man. Hold on, man. Shouts out to Doug Williams becoming the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl, man. There's no laughing matter about that. And shouts out to Doug Williams, man. He was out there holding it down at Grambling after great legendary coach. We let's go on, man. Let's go. I mean, 'cause now you're done laughing. Now you can't. Now you can't focus, man. So, man, we gonna.
Hey,
You done took my
Took the
focus.
wind out of it,
You done took my
man.
focus off of it, man.
Hey,
Let me woo saw, man. Calm down.
Now look, if the Broncos ain't had no Super Bowls, and you know it is what it is, but they got their rings.
And the crazy thing about it was Doug Williams was not really the one. It was Timmy Smith that killed the Broncos that day. Timmy Smith got loose on the Broncos.
You went in the room and cried.
Then he
My
got
homeboy
to-
brother,
you in the
man.
room and
Shout
cried.
out Timmy Smith.
Then he got to selling that dope or whatever Timmy Smith was
Oh,
doing,
see,
man.
I can't.
Hey, you went in the room and cried after that game?
Man, what was that 88? I might have cried in 88.
88.
I might have cried in 88.
I was 12, 11 years
I
old.
might have
88.
cried in 88. But I'm done. I'm done with that, man. Shouts out to Doug Williams. We gonna let's move on to the Olympics, man. We gonna move on to the Olympics.
Yeah,
And
man.
we're gonna talk about this is the first day of the what is it? We're supposed to be 2020. What?
It's 2022. They
whatever
still
it
on
is. They
schedule
still on
because
point.
they didn't
Yeah.
have to deal with the
So
pandemic.
first
but
day
they
of the
are.
Winter Olympics, man. They say they're scared of COVID, major breakouts out there. You got I was kind of tuned out to the Winter Olympics.
Let's be honest now. That ain't all the way a sport that we have all the representation in it yet, but we can make a special note for the Winter Olympics this year. They got a Jamaican. We have a Jamaican bobsled team. They back on it again. They got
Cool
the
Runnings?
they got a
Hey, you
Cool
got-
Runnings bobsled team back in the building, man.
No
Shout out to
fingerprints
that,
on that
man.
one, babe.
That's all right. They back out there. They need a Cool Runnings too after that too, man. But I seen them play, stay in there, so that's something good for us. But I will say, with the opening ceremony, if any of y'all was up that early, that was spectacular. Like they come together as a country. Like I'm pretty sure everybody in that country knew the moves to that. Like they was all backups at some point. There they go. Look at them.
Jamaica, we got our bobsled team.
Yeah, there you go. So
The Cool Runnings.
Well, one thing is that
they organized.
the Jamaican bobsled team, man, they're probably the favorites. They're gonna win it. They're probably gonna win it, man. So shouts out to them.
I ain't got too much else I can really root for, other than it's probably what it done with them. But
Hey, man.
hey, they got my attention until they, play to do what they got to do. But I'll watch, at the end of the day, because a lot of that stuff be happening, when you see a lot of like the X Games and all that, it be right up, right up on the mountains right behind us, man. And it'd be kind of cool if you had been up there. You ain't getting back home no time soon, if you happen to be up there when them X Games is there. But if you happen to be there and you got a couple extra days to stay, up in the mountains, man, it's kind of cool.
For sure. I'm with it, man. And shout out to all the athletes, man. Hope everybody stays safe, stays healthy, and continue to do their thing. And everybody gets their best shot at gold and give their best effort. Michael Jones says Jay Prince was one of his most inspirational.
Ooh, Jay Prince is listen. Jay Prince is he's an icon living. I am just an icon living.
That's the dude.
He's kind of like a silent type of guy. Like,
That's the best one.
Like if you know Jay Prince, you know Jay Prince, and you probably don't run them problems.
That's the best ones where they just don't even like. He probably a really nice guy. I probably bet he had a mean streak or he had some real active years at some point. He probably at this stage of his career, he's just a really nice guy, man. But he didn't put all the work in with his name, so he don't have to say that much anymore.
Now no more.
You know what I'm
walking the
saying?
dog. Now no
Shouts
more.
out to Jay Prince and Free Larry Hoover. That's one of his movements right now.
There you go.
It's always Free Larry Hoover.
Larry
But
Hoover.
we'll
Get
move on.
up out of there, man.
We'll move on to. He spent a lot of time.
Free my nigga.
So let's go on to. We gonna go on to basketball. Is it basketball where we going? We gonna talk about the All-Star game. The All-Star game coming up next week, right?
Where's the game at? Cleveland? Shout out to the
20th.
All-Star
Yes,
break in
it's in
Cleveland.
your hometown.
I'm not going out there.
It's
for
in
that.
your hometown. You ain't going back?
I'm not that weekend.
That might have been a nice little. I ain't never been to All-Star basketball before.
I remember one of the last All-Stars in Cleveland was the first year that Allen Iverson but he rocked the braids and he was an All-Star. That was in Cleveland. That was like his the first year he was an All-Star, and I was out in Cleveland. He was killing it too.
That's sweet.
He set the trend when he came out on All-Star and he had them braids. That shut the whole world down. They was like, wait a minute, he got cornrows.
Tattoo.
That's it.
Yeah.
We're official. But yeah, I don't like going to All-Star breaks no more. It's,
Yeah, I'm kind
Do
of.
you think it got water? It's
No,
nice. It's
I
cool.
don't
It's
know.
cool watching on TV.
What I tell my oldest son, I'm like, that's where y'all need to be. Hey, 23, this is where you need to be.
I'm telling you, at one, you can be 21, you can be 50. I don't care what you are. You go to the All-Star break and you don't have, a disposable $100,000 in a big heavy chain and a really big car with super rims on it and access to some elite parties. It ain't even like regular cool dudes. You be a homeowner with a business and a car and a cool dude.
Hold on, man.
Your stock is low at All-Star break. They be walking right
Hey,
past you.
it's
like,
look,
excuse me,
it's look.
But it's about the.
excuse me.
What
is it about the skills competition? Is
Come
it
on,
about
man.
the
Come on,
All-Star
come on,
break
man.
game? No, it's about going out there to the parties,
I went out there
hanging out.
Hold on, man. We were in Vegas at an All-Star week.
I was there. I do recall.
And it wasn't like a bad time.
Yeah, but if you bring a good time, but if you come out there, looking for a good time, they walking past you, man, on that weekend. Your stock back up. Like once the weekend is over, your stock go back up. Like, okay, yeah, you got a house, you got a, you a business owner.
Did you do anything when it was here in Colorado?
I did.
One of my best times of my life.
I did, man. We had a
I
great
bet
time.
the city was fired up.
Listen.
I bet the city was fired up.
Puffy and Busta Rhymes had a Diamonds and Fur party that was outstanding. It was something I ain't seen three Bentleys in the same parking lot ever in my life in Colorado, and they had more than that. It was outstanding. It was something to see and it was something to do. I was shout out to anybody that remembers the Diamonds and Fur over there at the church, I think it was.
Yeah,
It was some was at the church, and they had different venues, different DJs in each room. They had different colors, themes in each room. It was, man, listen. Man,
Oh yeah. All-Star weekend was lit.
It was, listen.
All-Star weekend was lit.
Listen.
But you're right. The Diamonds and Fur was crazy, right?
Ooh, that thing
that was the first time I ever seen like the difference between like $1,000 diamonds to like $1 million diamonds, like
with the VVs in it.
When Shaq walked in with his Superman chain.
Baguettes, like
y'all remember Shaq's Superman chain?
What?
All diamonds.
Yeah.
You see that thing
That's why I
across
keep telling you,
Safari.
you going out here
Remember
to
he was
these
at Club
All-Star
Safari? You can see it all the way across that.
Oh, yeah,
thing,
and that's why I tell you,
I
not
was
valid
just surprised.
during All-Star break.
Yeah, I was just
somebody
surprised.
come with that chain and you sitting over here with the little baby dangle.
That ain't working.
Little baby dangle.
That ain't working.
Nah, you ain't
They gonna look at
valid.
you like,
but hold on, man.
not valid.
There's only so many that can get to the big chain.
But they
There's
gonna try all night.
But there's a lot of leftovers. There's a lot of
Fuck that
leftovers.
nigga in the
this
chain.
year.
You see what I'm saying? Like you be over there,
bitch.
yeah, you be over there at the little
Yeah.
velvet rope leaning
You
in.
got
Like I
a
feel,
chain.
nah,
Fuck that
man.
bitch.
But at the All-Star game here
I
was the
like
first
that.
time I seen Shaq in person. And I seen Dwight Howard right next to him, and Shaq. I was like, "Damn, Shaq is way bigger than Dwight Howard." That shit was crazy how big Shaq was, and that was at Safari, and it was a great time. So I mean,
Man,
it was a great time.
I seen Dwight. Dwight around your mouth. No, but it was a great scene and look for the city. But again, like I said, I will tell you though, I seen, and I'm not gonna put it all the way out there, Gilbert Arenas, and anybody who was over there was a party that Gilbert Arenas was at. He was doing like a Mexican hat dance, and he took his hat off and he was dancing around it, and it was
very presidential.
It was not.
It wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It
wasn't
was
good?
not.
Oh.
It wasn't thorough, man. Beans and Frank saying that's a
You know
good
when they
one.
put he was one of them. He was one of these.
Beans and Frank's.
I don't want to know what it is.
Beans and Franks also says All-Star Weekend was lit in Denver, and Beans and Franks also says, yeah, man, he got some leftovers, man. He's 6'5". So hey, I ain't 6'5".
Yeah, but see, you gotta wait for the leftovers. So All-Star, they gotta see the whole limo and the whole Bentley drive off. Like you gotta be out there at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Man.
You ain't knocking them at 8:30, 9:30. Negative. You ain't. No, they still got a shot at. But up till about 2 o'clock, they got a shot.
Yeah, I hear this.
Hold on, they still got a shot. You ain't getting no action.
When we was in Vegas, it was so many people. Like people, like they couldn't. The leftovers, they was out and about.
Man,
like I mean, like it was so many people they couldn't even get into all the shit.
Yeah.
Like this, it was like jam packed in Vegas, like never seen before.
It was, yeah. And shout out to so there was some Denver dudes that came out there, and was putting together a couple parties. One of them got messed up, and you know who you are, you know what happened at that party.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into that, but in general, I appreciate that that we came out there and we made the attempt to represent. But them Cali dudes were so heavy out
The
there.
bay was deep.
They was
deep.
They wasn't but like a hop, skip, and a jump away. It was one tank of gas away from that spot. Like they coming.
The bay was deep.
Yeah,
but
told me.
one thing I remember the most is that was when they remember the rumor was the E40 got killed.
They always be saying
that was
they
the
be always
rumor.
trying to kill E40.
That was the rumor was E40. I was like, what? And then seen E40 at the hotel.
But I ain't gonna lie, even though E40 been safe, like you don't be safe at E40 concerts. Like that's a dangerous concert. Like I done been to E40 concerts every now and then.
Out here,
they be getting out of hand.
Out
like,
for sure. But
so aggressive when you come into
what's
town.
good about that is my folks is out here, so I'll be hello, how you doing, and bye. I don't be, but it was a lot of Crips and Blood. The one I went to, the last one, where was that at? On the corner, that club that's on the corner, downtown.
19th and Blake.
Vinyl? You think it was that
No,
Vinyl?
but not Vinyl. It was not Vinyl. It was,
shout out to everybody that did something.
where they be
Vinyl.
having a white party at, I think it was. What's the name of that? Not that place.
Hey,
Whatever.
listen.
Shout out to Francois and everything they did with the
Shout
white
out
party.
to the Bay 40 and them too as well.
Yeah,
So
let's
tell me when to go.
move on, man. So
You feel
All-Star
me?
Weekend, man. The All-Star rosters have came out. The East and the West.
Real quick. I beat E40 in Heads Up and Dominoes. I just thought, I should throw that up in there. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I kept him in his first house.
Hey,
you know
listen,
what I'm saying? And beat him for a couple dollars.
Was that at the
you know
Russian
what I'm saying?
Palace? Was that
Yes,
at
it
the,
was.
It's at the Russian Palace.
That was at the Russian
bartending there
Palace.
That day. They had the room locked up. I was bringing in the
Yeah.
Russian Palace. They had the table locked up over there. It was really active, and man.
Facts.
I keep telling you that we would be in the same
Facts.
spot, man. I just be in and out
At the
I was behind
Russian
the
Palace,
bar.
and I whooped his ass.
Yeah,
And you know what? Rest in peace of Jinx, though. But
Yeah, rest in peace, Jinx.
everybody else was putting money on E40 because they was jumping on E40's dick. You know what I'm saying? But Jinx was like, nigga, how y'all gonna bet against the hometown, nigga? And took every bet in the house on that motherfucker, man.
Shout out to that. It was the Russian Palace, 18th and Glenarm, man.
Oh, yeah.
I was right. Yeah, I was bartending there, man. And listen, let me just tell you, them people was bringing a lot of things behind the bar, and I had a little special homie price if you needed to have something behind the bar, I could get that for you, man. I came up too. So, hey, look, all of us came up, man, because, hey, if there was too much bumping going on, man, that whole, everything back there.
The Russian. Hey, that was downstairs too, huh? That was downstairs. After hour joint or something.
Yeah,
After
man,
hours?
like legit Russians.
I
man.
remember that.
Legit Russians. I used to
remember
go in
that.
the back. They had cases of vodka stacked up. That's why I drink right now to this day. It's Katishka, man. They put me on. It's like, man, I was showing me all the vodka we be drinking. They be like, yeah, that's the vodka. No, they was like, man, we don't drink that. That's water. They gave me this Katishka. Well, to this day, I still go back there and grab it, man. Y'all better get on, man. That Katishka Platinum. If you know.
Hey,
I'm
for sure.
telling y'all, man.
And that's his Tux's claim to fame, man. I think I hear that story 50 times a year. Anytime he brings up Domino's, that story comes up.
E40.
So shouts out to my guy Tux, who helped E40 in his first house, but can't be me. He's quiet as a church mouse. But we gonna keep it moving on to the next. We gonna keep it moving to the next, man. We gotta get to these all-star. We gotta get to these all-star rosters.
Can we talk about it?
You got the East versus the West. There they go right there. The captains always LeBron or Durant.
Are they playing it that same way they did last time? That like round robin type
Kobe
Kobe
way.
Yeah,
It's called the Kobe way.
or it's not called that, but it's
The Kobe
In honor of Kobe.
They could call it the Kobe way. I'd be okay with that.
where they score. What is it? So it's basically what 3 different games or some 4 different games. So you win it. You first quarter it goes to a certain number of points. You win. So it's just a race to a number total points.
And see, it would like start even towards the end of the game. They would like be able to get like to a certain amount of points, even though it was towards the end of the game. It wasn't really the end of the game that they were focused on. It was like this point total or number.
Yeah,
I didn't really understand it, but I just like that everybody was excited. Just as long as y'all feel like playing and y'all excited, then I'm cool with it too. I usually be, I'm 3 sheets to the wind come that time anyway. I ain't really like I don't.
Hey,
Too much math.
Will Philemon says Durant is the best player in the NBA.
Negative.
Negatory?
No.
All right.
Giannis, man.
So let me read
Jokic,
y'all.
No, Kevin Durant's stock go down until he get a better lotion. Like, you are not going to be nowhere representing nothing with that level of ash on your leg and that thing on top of his head until you get a better barber and his lotion game together.
No, that boy got to get it. That boy must just get a ball fade.
But he won't do it.
Get a taper,
He won't
get a real
do it.
taper,
He be
ball
so
fade.
annoying with it. He be like his ash and his spot in his head.
Well, how you know he ain't trying to get a lotion deal?
He sign him up. Somebody sign this man, like Nivea, Jergens. Somebody get this man a contract because he over there looking.
All
You
right.
can't represent us like that.
So I'm gonna tell y'all the competitive format works. Each of the first 3 quarters will begin with a score of 0-0 and last 12 minutes. The winner of each quarter will be the team that scores the most within that quarter. At the start of the 4th quarter, the game clock will be turned off and a final target score will be set. Once the final target score is set, the teams will play an untimed 4th quarter, and the first team to reach or surpass the final target score will win the NBA All-Star.
See, that's what I was saying. Like, it seemed like something towards the end. It didn't seem like the clock mattered. They was just trying to hit a number. Yeah. And like I said, just to see them excited about it, that's in itself makes you game. Yeah. Like, you get into it. Like, man, I don't know what y'all doing in there, but as long as y'all running around looking excited, I'll watch.
Yeah, because before it was pretty terrible. I mean, it was terrible.
Yeah, by the end of the game, they was just throwing each other alley-oops and stuff. Yeah. It was just getting out of it. Yeah, it was starting to look a certain way.
Yeah, they had to make it competitive.
Hey, but hold on. That dunk contest, though, coming up is going to be nasty. They got some of them. What's dude's name? Jalen somebody. They got some nasty
Anthony
ones.
Edwards in there?
He's not. But he should be.
Minnesota?
He should be. Cause
He ain't in there? Levine back in there again? I hope he ain't in
think
there.
so. But no, they got them young. Like, I don't, something about like being light skinned nowadays, you feel hops. Like something about light skin, they have turned all thetheir inner the sensitivity and they put it into like they twitch muscle in their calves.
Look at
and
them
stuff.
yellows.
Look, I bet,
they got
you everybody in there high yellow.
They got Juan Toscano Anderson. They got
does this dude have like what is a bank? What bang? He has a bang.
That's
Does he have a bang?
He got a bang. Yeah, you gotta have a bang nowadays, man. But listen, I'm telling you, light skin dudes can jump nowadays. For the last 10 years, your baddest jumper is like light skin. Anthony Edwards came in to kind of shut all that down. But besides him, they all fair weather. They are fair.
Clement ain't too far from you.
You got Cole Anthony of the Orlando Magic.
He's cold too. He get off the
Jalen
ground.
Green of the Houston Rockets.
Jalen Green, I was talking about. He get off the ground.
You got Juan Toscano Anderson of the Warriors.
Sound weird, but I bet he get off.
And Obi Toppin of New York.
Obi Toppin gonna win it.
He just got like a rapper name.
Obi Toppin gonna win it.
Obi Trice.
I'm going with Obi Toppin. He gonna win it. That way, he gonna have power. He gonna do everything.
Who y'all got? Who y'all got? East West. I didn't even say the roster, but who y'all got?
I got the West.
West.
I got love for the East Coast, but it's the Golden State, man. The West, man.
You got too many. I'm
gonna go with the East.
Go to the
Just
East
because y'all.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can't name. I mean, I'm not gonna say what you can't name, but I will say this: I can name. There's a lot of assassins on the West.
Sharpshooters, dunkers, flyers, every Morant, Curry, Bron.
Remember that movie, The Professional, and that dude always talk about Matilda, and he was like a little sharpshooter assassin, and he was teaching how to shoot. Yeah, they got a bunch of those over there.
We got some sharpshooter or Morant. Trey Young on the West. No, he ain't on the West.
East. So here we go. We got so on the East you got or it ain't even East and West. So,
yeah, they pick players.
Team LeBron. So Team LeBron. Or
that's probably why they did it because West had too many assassins,
too many power.
So we don't even know the team. So it's just Team Durant. It's just Team Durant. They haven't picked their team yet.
Okay.
But it's a nice player pool. So we can't even go who.
Hey man, you ever think about like not Durant on the court, but like you ever think about like Durant like on a like a nice dinner out with his girl and he's sitting there with the back of his head all open like that? You know, because he probably got a nice.
I with some shorts and he got some flip flops with his
like Gator bait on the side of his. Like, could you imagine that's a distraction? Like, he got to pull up with something nasty. You know, he done came with the Phantom. He came with something, but she was probably looking the whole time. She just kept leaning over like, man, let me get some of that 1942.
She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere.
You got to drink that off. Like, man, you just go walk out the house
We'll
like
fill
that.
him up says, man, Obi Toppin's too big. He's too big like a Mighty Star Miner, so he's probably not going to win it.
You can tear the rim off, though.
They gonna tear the guy. It's gonna
Break
go
the
with
rim.
power and all that.
Dwight
That's
Howard
what I'm
won
saying.
it one time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought Dwight Howard won it.
I don't know. Hopefully it's just a good game, but I do like the format. Makes it competitive. Before we get up out of here in the first half, who do you guys have?
Can we just talk about the standings right now in the NBA?
Oh yeah, who's the next star out the box?
So LA is not currently in the playoffs right now.
You want to say that, huh?
I've
Yeah,
been
you
wanting
have
to say
been wanting
that.
to say that,
And I said it, so I'm good.
I mean,
I want them to be.
Are
in the
the
playoffs.
Lakers going to make it to the playoffs?
That's the
Yes.
question.
That's the question.
Yes. They getting ready to get rid of Russell Westbrook or Russell Westbrook.
They only got a couple days.
Russell Westbrook.
Ain't nobody gonna take him.
He's a crook. I call him Russell Westbrook because he's a crook. You know what I mean?
No, that's what they need to say about dude who was over here in the Nuggets who took all that money from y'all, like $50 million.
Man, for y'all, for them. Don't say y'all.
Keep it 4087. He said, "Who's the next star out the box? Out the box state, out the box, or who's in this next star?" I don't know. Who's the next young? Who's the young NBA rising star? Who you?
Morant.
John Morant.
John Morant.
John
Morant.
John Morant, no question.
John Morant.
Hey, I wish y'all could rewind that Superman one more time.
That John Morant.
That John Morant. That's you see how he's Superman.
Mr. DG is asking you guys who should be the first 3 picks for each team.
So I'm gonna go.
So if you were out of the box state. I don't know who the next star out the box state is.
Ooh.
You talking
In
basketball? Keep it 4087.
Ooh.
Out of here.
I would like to phone a friend. I'm gonna call my brother on that one.
Which
man.
one? What
He
he
give
say
me some
now?
heat.
What he say?
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, Scooter give me some heat, and he tell you about all these kids.
Yeah,
coming up out of here.
Yeah, we went to the playoffs. We get to that though. We get to that because we get to that. I gotta know. But if you got any ideas or some people for us to watch, keep it 4087. Put it in the comments, man. We gonna stay up on it.
Yeah.
We gonna so playoffs. We were talking playoffs. We're talking that the Lakers might not make it. Correct?
Might not.
I think they're gonna make it.
I think they're gonna make it too.
Portland's right behind them, but Portland's like a few games behind them, and Portland really losing a lot.
No. I just seen something.
So we're gonna talk. Go ahead.
They was having a trade to where Portland getting ready to get somebody, and somebody getting ready to go to
Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons getting ready to go not to Portland. He getting ready to go to the
Three-way
Hawks.
trade?
He getting ready to go to the Hawks with somebody, and the Hawks getting ready to get to the 76ers
Well,
and to Portland.
Let's wait.
I just seen it. You seen it too. That's why you know.
No, I see a lot of stuff that doesn't ever happen.
But they said no. This was like per today that is getting ready to happen.
Well, let's see
Because it already happened. I don't know if y'all can Google it now.
I see that every day. So right now, I'm gonna go to the top. So with the first 10 teams make it. Hey, they got because you got playing games.
Playing game.
Oh,
7
okay,
to 7
yeah,
to
yeah.
10.
So top 10 make it. So right now you got the Blazers, the Lakers, Clippers. The Blazers and the Lakers are 9 and 10. They're in the playoffs as of now in playing games. So I think. The Lakers
But you don't want to. You can't waste. Like the Lakers is too old to be in playing games. They either in or not. Because you give them a playing game, even if they win it, you can't. All them they like my age. Like they
are.
Yeah, like once you got gray hairs, you got to just play for real. Nothing's for fake. Like that's that Steven Seagal. Like you don't waste no moves. It's just got to be bam, bam, and bam, bam.
Well, they're gonna make it, man. They're 25. They're 25 and 28, below 500. Portland's 21 and 23. The Pelicans are 19 and 32. So I mean, they got a ways to go before they catch the Lakers.
Is Zion coming back this year?
I think Zion is not coming back.
Ever or this year?
Just this year. I think Zion's not coming back as a Pelican again.
Never.
Really?
He won't be back in the uniform.
Is Zion a bust?
No, you just took it out of my mouth.
Ooh,
I was about to say it.
that's a question though. That's not.
He took it right out of my mouth.
But
I was getting ready to say bust.
How many years has he been in the league?
No,
he definitely been in more than 1 year.
Man, you've been saying this. He ate too much
He
ate too much gumbo and too much greens and chilies. Remember we said that when he first came to the league, they was like he gonna be fat as Fat Albert, and that weight caught up to him. I'm
Think
telling
it's
you,
in his ankles. He got big ankles.
That weight caught up to him.
Louisiana was not the place to go.
You need to come here.
Louisiana was not the
Should have
place.
came to Denver Nuggets. He'd starved. He'd have lost some weight in this motherfuckers. I done lost 20 pounds. This motherfucker. This food here is trash.
Damn, not even a green chili.
The green trash.
Damn, you
my mama and them my witness. My family going trash.
We're not.
He lost. Yeah, California.
We're done. So we got the hot
Denver omelet.
Trash.
We're not gonna.
No, my cousin like Denver omelet.
We're not going.
He like Denver omelet. He like Denver omelet.
We're not even gonna go here.
No Mexican food. No Chinese food.
So let's go. Let's talk about the Eastern
Conference. I put 1,000 on that.
Let's go to Eastern Conference because I've seen what your place look like. But we're gonna talk about the Eastern Conference standings.
Let it be known,
those places that you putting on Instagram, man. Trash, but we gonna go with the Hawks. We gonna go to the Hawks at 10, Hornets at 9.
1,000 yours who could better.
Oh shit, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Eight. Number Celtics.
Let's put 1,000 on.
You got 9. You got 9 and 10.
You hear that, y'all?
Come on, man. We got 9 and 10. We got the Hawks. We got the Hawks and the Hornets. With the Wizards right behind them at 24 and 27. You got everybody's there. The Knicks are there at 24 and 27.
Kel, I want you to be able to acknowledge the last time I was on this show. Say that again. So the last time I was on this show, I said we was talking about what teams made the best moves to have a run this year, and I said the Bulls, and they're number 1 right now in the Eastern Conference.
They're number 1.
Okay, Robbie, you win.
So who? I mean, you did say that.
Hey, and not only that, but hold on. Both the Ball brothers is currently right now, if everything stayed the same, they in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs? They got
Ball brothers good. They're pretty good. They got a good team. They got a pretty good team. Both of them. Yeah. Their daddy was right. Their daddy pumped them up. The brother, if he didn't steal nothing, he'd probably be on the team too.
Man, I thought he made it for a second.
He teeter-totters.
He tread the water.
G League 1 week.
He's selling dope the next week.
He in the Afghanistan League the next week.
Let him go. Let him play. Like, ain't nobody.
The Lakers are going to make it.
Yeah.
They're going to make a playoff game, the play-in game. And I'm going to tell you right now, if the Lakers win the playoff game, the number 1 seed, Phoenix Suns, might not want to see the Lakers.
I definitely think they want to see the Lakers. That's
why they knocked out last year.
Okay, they ran them out of the gym last year.
But they all wasn't healthy though.
They're not gonna be healthy again.
They ain't healthy.
Somebody getting hurt right now.
Anthony Davis sat out as customary about 30 games, and now he's gonna be healthy. That's the only reason why they won it.
They was taking. They was tripping to keep him.
You got to, because you know he's gonna be injured.
Kel, you know at our age, and they our age now. At our age, you can get injured just getting out of bed too quick.
Yeah. I had to tell the person today, look,
I'm 45
when I'm putting on my
years old,
shoes now, I got to sit down and have my
sit
socks
down,
here, my shoes here. It's like a...
Remember we used to be able to put your shoe on standing up and be able to flip it on?
No.
Nah, I'll catch a Charlie horse or hyperextend.
The worst thing is when you get out the bed, you got to push yourself out the bed. Instead of getting out the bed, you got to push yourself out.
All right, man, we're going to go to the second half, man. We talked a little football. We like to share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. And before we get up out of here, Tamara Madison Mitchell said, "What's up, cousin?"
What's up, cousin? That's my cousin. What's up, cousin? Love you, cousin.
But
out there in the back.
We're going to get to the second half and get a word from our sponsor.
Man, what is...
Hold on, my sister. Stay alive, my brother. Oh, yes. Things will get harder, but we're not gonna stop. No, we're gonna Stand up and hear a cry. We're tired living this life. Listen to our cries. Will be the light.
Way better Mexican food, way better Chinese food. I went whoever on here right now for the Bay Area.
Robbie the Rocket.
They got my back.
Robbie the
We got
Rocket.
the best
Robbie the Rocket.
Chinese.
I'm gonna give it to you. The Bay Area is better than Colorado and everything.
No.
The Bay Area is the Bay Area.
We scrape shot at football, scrape shot at basketball. Scrape the gold is better.
Golden State.
Our weather's better.
than
Our weather's better.
Hey,
The food is better. Y'all get the game from
you
us.
have no argument.
It's given.
You have no argument.
y'all get the game
You have
from
no
us.
argument.
Given.
Can we move on?
Move on.
All right.
Carry on. Now carry on.
Okay, man. The Bay Area is the.
We the shit in the bag.
All right, I got it. All right, let's go. I got that.
Oh yeah, man. We gonna open up with the. We got a video to show, man. Lighten it up a little bit, cause Robbie the Rocket
It's
is
fired up Friday. Can't be fired up with y'all. Can't be fired up.
It is fired up
Fired up
Friday.
Friday. No fingerprints, man. No
It's
fingerprints.
fired
No
up Friday.
evidence, man. No
Listen, it's
fingerprints,
fired,
man.
you know.
Let's go.
Man, let's go to the
Robbie,
video.
Robbie,
man. I
Robbie,
think you're getting too fired up, man.
It's fired. Can't get fired
Let's
up.
lighten it up, man.
Can't get fired up today. Fired up Friday.
Hey, you ever accidentally hit one of your siblings and you be like, "No, hit me back" before they start crying?
Man.
Like, no, hit me,
Hit me back.
hit me back.
Yeah, hurry up, hurry up.
Look, we both hurt. Look, we both bleed.
All
I was
right.
just on the inside.
If you was in that situation, you'd be mad at yourself or mad at the driver.
I'm mad at myself for not paying attention. It was in front of me. Always walking ahead on the swivel. I ain't finna look
Talking all that shit.
Be like, bah! It happened to the best of us. That happened to me before.
Hey, cell phones do you like that too?
Yeah, you walking out, boom. It happened to us, best of us.
Okay, so then I have to ask you guys a question then, and I need you. It's in line with this.
Okay.
So if you punch yourself in the face
Mm-hmm.
and you knock yourself out, does that make you strong or weak? Chime in on that, people. What's that make you?
That
Make you-
you got that one.
That make you weak.
What you mean?
It don't make you strong.
You knocked yourself out though.
You weak.
You got that one
You
here.
can't knock your own self out.
that way.
You got a strong punch.
Hey, you got a strong-
punch, weak chin. We gonna leave it
Yeah,
like
you
that.
gotta
Strong
go.
punch, weak chin.
No fingerprints.
Hey, no
No
fingerprints.
evidence. No fingerprints. No evidence.
Hey,
Keep
for real.
that on board.
All
Somebody
right, man.
commented on that, I bet.
Let's get into this football, man. This
all right.
NFL, man. Before we get into the serious topics that's going on in the NFL, we're gonna talk about last week's games. We're gonna talk about KC versus the Bengals. You got the great, as you called him, Robbie, Magic Mahomes against Joe Burrow. The next, they saying he's the next. He's the one. He has the moxie. Yeah, Cincinnati had Mahomes looking rattled like I've never seen before.
He different though. He different. Burrows is different, man. And I mean, anybody that would tell you that not say that or at least leave that open for debate, you know, they just either don't appreciate the game or they personally don't like that kid for something. But he different, man. He's not making the game overcomplicated. And I think a lot of times we get too caught up in that. Even sometimes Mahomes, he be like trying to sidewind passes, and you can't do that consistently. Like no look throws. That ain't the game.
It's
And I
changing,
think
though.
at
The
some
game is
point,
changing,
but it ain't gonna ever be that. You're gonna have somebody like him who got a strong arm who can kind of play around with like side throws and no looks. But that ain't the game. And I think what Burrows does, and I think he's more consistent in, is just making the throw. And I think when you have that talent, the receivers that he has, sometimes that's all they need. Just get me the ball in space to be able to move. Get it over my shoulder, get it in the right position. And, he's obviously taking a team that was literally the worst team in football 2 years ago to the Super Bowl.
Hey, to the Super Bowl. We got a video of you talking about Joe Burrow putting the ball just in an area so Jamar Chase can catch it, or T. Higgins. We got a video.
Boy,
man. Let's run to the video.
Husada, all them cats.
You just threw it in an area.
Back of the back pylon.
They've been doing that for years, though. College, they was doing that. Him and Playboy.
Mixie, we not talking enough about Mixie.
Mixing the
got
Bay
me
Area,
big
the
money.
Bay Area product. Northern California
me
product. I
big
don't want
money.
to say nothing in California product. We ain't gonna give me no props. Leave it alone. Keep that under cut. Keep that under the table, man. Okay, if it's from Denver, we'll put
There's some talented,
there's some
players and athletes coming out of California, man, for sure.
It's Northern California for sure. For sure.
Hey, we on?
We lit.
So let's Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Mixon. You got Burrow.
And then you solid, whatever they were, the tight end.
Yeah, he got like
whatever
5 touchdowns already this season, 500 yards.
So
you got Boyd. He been out there getting off. They got a talented, and their defense is not shabby. Don't let that be the fool you. Their defense has been able to hold these teams, including KC.
hey, they had them rattled. They had Mahomes rattled. You come down from a 21-3 lead at halftime, and you end up winning the game. And they did the same thing to the Chiefs in the first game that they played. The Chiefs got out to a big lead, and they came back and walked them down.
Let me say this. I got two. I'm going to ask y'all this, too. The Cincinnati Bengals is very, very spicy. They like they keep picking at you, and they don't quit, right? For one. But I'm going to say this. Do you think it was the Chiefs that lost that game, or did you think Cincinnati really just went in there and won that game?
I think Mahomes ran out of gas, but I think he's been doing that in the second half more than he hasn't, and he's making he starts making bad decisions in the fourth quarter, and I think that's definitely adding to that because these are not just games. These are just where they're coming down to a couple of third down conversions. It's coming down to a couple of goal line stands, and sometimes his decision making in the fourth quarter has come into question. So if you have a team that's cool, calm, collective, and obviously Cincinnati's been showing that, you can rattle a young guy like Mahomes because he's got a lot of pressure. He tired of y'all talking about his wife,
His brother.
He tired of you talking about his brother. He got a lot of stuff he's trying to prove, man. And, sometimes you can overthink.
That's like a couple years in a row that they be up by 18, 19 points and they losing in the last second. So it's like
maybe that's why he hasn't got a job.
Maybe they got rid of him.
Hold on.
Don't say that.
Hold on.
Don't play the black man now.
Hey, I'm not even gonna.
You gotta wait till March 1st to have that conversation.
I'm not even gonna go there. But hey, Burrow played Tennessee, got sacked 9 times, came back, won that game. Comes and plays Tennessee. Comes and plays KC, who's the overall favorite every year as of right now, and held his own. Was down by 18 points. Didn't sweat. He said, "Hey man, we got this." Came back, won the game. The guy has a bright future ahead of him.
What I will say, and I will say this, and I think if anybody's been following football the last season or two, man, KC's defense is suspect, man.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't have a Mahomes putting up 30 points, 35 points, the door is wide open for any team that just stays in there. Because
they got better, though. They did get better during the playoffs. Let's just be honest. They players playing good. I just think it came down to they outplayed them in the fourth quarter.
So what happened?
Tennessee was at the bottom of their division earlier this season.
So Kansas City, they went from not being able to hold water to being able to just make it trickle a little bit. They still getting shit ran right by them. Whenever somebody wants to, if you seen with Buffalo, they just got the ball first against Buffalo. And before we get on to the NFC, because then I'm gonna have me a good laugh or two. But before we get on to the NFC, you got Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, as these young
Hebert.
quarterbacks, and Herbert,
Hebert,
Hebert, as these young quarterbacks in the AFC, who's the best of the best?
Come on, what's the name? Allen.
Okay.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you
Man,
rank
I-
it by? I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
just
the key because
who
I
you-
mean,
the up and coming, the best,
hold
of
on.
it. Who you start your
Out of those,
franchise?
who's you starting that organization?
Your franchise around. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen.
I'm going with Burrow. I need that.
Josh Allen is a beast.
I would go with Josh Allen.
He's a beast. That boy can. He's a big. Nobody want to tackle that goddamn
Yeah,
quarterback.
but
He's
you know
like
what happens?
Roethlisberger.
Look,
He's
I'm
better than Roethlisberger.
I'm an Eagles fan. I'm gonna tell you right now,
Yeah.
all them damn quarterbacks that go in there with that, superhero, I'm running through the line shit, you're gonna end up with your
That's a
knee
big
on the
ass
back of your
lightweight,
leg. Yeah, but Roethlisberger was strong to shake you off to throw the ball.
He can do that
Roethlisberger
too.
wasn't strong to just take off and run and knock people over. He gonna keep doing that. He gonna blow
You're
out
gonna
his
come across.
tibia.
You're gonna come across somebody that's gonna blast him.
I'm telling you, these dudes is way too big and way too fast for you to make a habit of running the ball like that.
You're taking Burrow. You're taking.
I
Allen.
need somebody in the pocket.
I'm gonna ride with Allen.
Even
Tux,
though Burrow do run.
who you got out those guys real quick, Tux?
So you guys are talking about nobody mentioned Lamar Jackson, huh?
I put Lamar Jackson in there.
I'm not. I didn't say that was my pick though.
Oh.
Alright, okay. I know Herbert is nice. They say he's the next John Elway. Burrow, of course, got that moxie. Who else is there? Who we forgetting?
I gave you Allen.
Well, I don't know Allen because Allen is my pick. I honestly think that Allen right now has all
The intangibles.
Everything.
He's got like the total package right now. You know what I'm saying? And he plays to win. Like, you know what I mean? You can see that last game versus Kansas City. He took on every single challenge. Like, I really was anxious to see him get a chance to see the game because I wanted to see how he was going to step up again. I was sure of it.
So let's get
Josh
to
Allen for sure.
Josh Allen.
Well, congratulations to the Cincinnati Bengals for moving on to the Super Bowl. Congratulations.
First time since the 80s.
Since Icky Woods, so they played us, huh? Wow.
And they should have beat y'all that
Wasn't
game.
Collins on that team too? The announcer.
Yeah, Chris Collins.
Yeah,
He's a
Collins-
quarterback.
Collins-
Paul Simonson, Chris Collinsworth,
I don't think
Icky Woods.
Collinsworth was
Collins
on
was
that team.
receiver.
I don't think he was on that team.
I
Receiver.
think he might have been on that
Chris
team.
Collinsworth. Come on.
No, they had like
Chris
Collinsworth.
Collinsworth.
Pickens. They had like Pickens. was
They
on
no
that team.
Dickens was Dickens.
Pickens. Carl
I could have
Pickens.
sworn Chris Collinsworth was catching them passes that year. I'm almost positive, but maybe not. But congratulations to Cincinnati
Congratulations,
Bengals.
Cincinnati, making it to the Super Bowl.
Sure.
Hey, Ohio doing their thing. Best
Ohio
team.
needs a win.
They need another one. Then LeBron brought one to Cleveland. They need to bring one back over to Cincinnati. They need one.
All right, so
Mm-hmm.
Chris Collinsworth started playing in '88, so
yeah.
he must have been on that team.
Team. That was last year. It was,
Okay, good call by the men in the back, man. Them dudes got my back, man. They quick with it over there. That's what I'm talking about. So let's go to the East. Let's go to the NFC. You have the Rams and the 49ers. I get a little laugh.
we all do. Playing on house money.
You was not doing that on Sunday.
House money.
You was not doing that on Sunday.
But didn't you say this is what kind of Friday is it?
All right, let me ask you this. Since you want to
What
start.
kind of Friday is it?
Don't put no fuel on there. Hey, look.
Get fired up.
Look, let me ask you a question. That be that whole ass shit. Look, when we win, my phone don't ring. But when we lose, that's a sign of a hater.
Hold on, when you was
That
winning,
when we win.
hold on. When you was
you ain't never
winning,
call my phone.
No, when you was winning,
Nobody
no,
knew.
when you was
When my
winning,
Niners lose,
hold on,
y'all make us feel like couldn't wait to tell us.
hold on. When you was winning, you said, "Hey man, don't call my phone when the Niners are on, because don't call my phone when the Niners are on." So I didn't call you either time when you lost either.
Oh, you called. You couldn't wait to call me.
No, I just called to check on you. I didn't even talk about the game. I was just checking on you. I was just
It's a
checking on
welfare
you.
check.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's a welfare check.
Suicide check. You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't wait to throw it in my face.
He wanted to
when
make
it
sure
said
you
zero,
ain't
my
throw
phone was ringing.
radio in the
Nah,
tub.
I didn't call you till about an hour later. You know, but I
You let me breathe before I get
but I didn't call you because you said, "Hey, man, when your neighbor's around, don't nobody call my phone. I'm not answering. I'm not answering."
He sound like Trevor. He got the Trevor.
Leave me alone.
Get out of my room.
Beasley Price, man, says, "Oh man, that Robbie guy is hurt. He's whining."
Look,
right
there I
now.
go right there. Look. That was me and my hat on that day too. That was me. That was me and my I was had a picture of it. That was me and my hat on that day crying.
Hey, look, Debo was hurt.
Oh my
Man,
God,
that
my
was
baby-
making me
my baby
feel
was
bad.
hurt. My
Listen,
son was hurt, baby.
I was making me feel bad because he couldn't keep it
God.
together. He got to sit on the bench. He couldn't get into the tunnel
Because that guy played his heart out.
He played all season.
Debo is no joke.
He's not.
You gotta
a
play that
player.
man.
He's a guy. He's a guy.
You want to have on your team.
Whew.
Yeah, the dude's a beast.
Woo!
I'm not even gonna. I
got
can't
nothing.
Say,
You can't
I can't say
nothing
nothing
bad to
bad
say
about
about that
Debo.
kid. Yeah,
But
he
that
gets
Garoppolo,
Ooh.
loser for sure.
Jimmy G's, leave Jimmy G's alone.
All right, but hold on, man.
Okay.
We do have a video of that game.
Let's watch it.
We do
I
have
don't want to see
video
it no
that game.
more.
Jimmy G gonna be an anchor. He ain't gonna be anchor for a long time. He got an anchor face.
We got Trey
Yeah,
Aikman.
he got an anchor
Maybe
face.
Trey Aikman.
Yeah, he gonna be an anchor for a long time.
We got Stafford. First of all, the first king of the sidearm throw. You didn't see it because he was in Detroit, but he's been doing this thing way before Mahomes. We got Stafford to Cooper Kupp, man, coming up next.
Cooper Kupp for president.
Oh, this is the drop.
Mm.
The drop. I mean, I didn't know which one was coming.
That's the play you gonna.
That's the one. Hey, Robbie, were you in the same position at that time?
But this, like, eesh.
I'm still crying.
That's like, man.
That was our Super Bowl.
Hey, that was a game changer. And Stafford to give
Home sweet home. No place like home.
And Stafford to give and that was the thing that was on Stafford's legacy was on the line when that guy dropped the ball. Because Stafford is one of those guys who they say can't win the big one and all this, and he's never been in the big one. But now you have the team to do it, and he was starting to look like trash in that game. He was starting and he almost let it go.
Fourth quarter, he stepped up. They converted 11 third down plays. They converted like 6 or 7 consecutive third downs in a row. That wears down a defense.
That was on that drive.
That wears down a defense.
When the guy dropped the ball, that hurt.
And then we got that penalty when Odell Beckham. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. And then
he hit him late.
Hit him late. So I mean, shout out to the Rams. It's hard to beat a team 7 straight times. I mean, it was bound for us to lose that game. And like I say, we beat them when it didn't count. They beat us when it counted. Like we beat Green Bay. So hey, I tip my hat out to the Rams. Played a hell of a game. They deserve to be there, but y'all won't win it. I'm putting my money on Cincinnati.
You make your prediction.
I made my prediction. I'm putting a house on Cincinnati. Now, I'll be in Vegas that day. I'm gonna go an hour before the game. I don't know what I'm putting on there. I'm gonna keep that under the table. But I'm taking Cincinnati. The money is in Cincinnati. Why not? Getting 4.
That's definitely where the money is.
Where's the line at right now? Who's the favorite for the Super Bowl?
The Rams, -3.5, -4.
Robbie the Greek.
I'm on it every day. 48.5 is the 48.5 is over and under. I looked at yesterday. Might have went down a little bit. But I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over for. It's going over 48
Definitely
for
would
sure.
take the over.
For sure. I think it's gonna be 21 points in the first half combined. What y'all think?
I mean, this is the thing about the Rams, man. They are on paper what you would create for a team if you had any of these available players to put on a team, and somebody did that. They took the Vaughns, they took the
Ramses and all them.
Yeah, they took the Ramses.
Sony Michelle's.
They took the Sonys. They took the Odell Beckhams. They took the Staffords. They literally put everything that if you had on paper, if you could take these players from certain roles that are on bad, underperforming teams or whatever it is, and put them on one team, who would it be? Anyone who watches football would look at their list and it look like the Rams look today. So technically, they should.
And they at home.
And they're at home. Second year in
a row.
Yeah, they hitting their stride though, right? They hitting their stride right now.
What they did say for the lifetime now, the Super Bowl will be in Dallas.
Could you imagine partying in the Super Bowl? Like if, let's say, you obviously are a Broncos fan, and the Super Bowl is in Denver, and then they are right at home. So these people is just having a good time, and they ain't but 20 minutes from their house. Like, hold on, let me go change. I'm gonna be right back out. No flying nowhere. I'm just gonna go change.
Now you gotta
Go get some lotion.
you gotta have great self control.
No, that's that's right now what you need to be the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh, they're losing. They're losing.
That-
control.
that-
There's
that-
another guy got a DUI just recently.
Yeah, that's a tough haul, man. Because if you a young,
We already knew that
if
was
you a
gonna be
young
that.
and rich in Vegas, and you just took a hard loss or a good win, you already right there.
But
Your homies is already coming.
if you got the Super Bowl in your hometown, you gotta have great amount of self control.
Because you be distracted.
You're gonna be distracted.
All your mama and granny, mama, aunties, cousins coming into town. They stand with you. Y'all living at home. You at your house. You going from the game, from your house to the game. You're not flying in a hotel room and staying in a hotel room. That's the home field advantage that they got.
But they gonna put you. You gonna be in a
The
hotel
room,
room.
yeah,
a couple
yeah,
days
yeah,
before
yeah.
the game.
Mhm.
Probably that whole week.
Mhm.
They gonna keep you in a hotel.
Yeah,
room.
yeah, you can't go home.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be distracted. But let's get on to the elephant in the room. You got who? You got Cincinnati. You got Cincinnati.
I'm taking Cincinnati.
And you got
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I'm not even making mine. We got another game. We got another show before the Super Bowl. So I'll change it. I'll pick mine.
might
But you know what? I wouldn't mind either one of them winning. To be honest,
It
with
don't
you.
matter, yeah.
It's it's one of those for me.
Don't
I
matter.
say Cincinnati today, and then wake up tomorrow and say the Rams, and then the next day I'll be back on Cincinnati.
I mean, I just want to see a good game. In all
Facts.
actuality, I just want to see a good game. NFL fan, I love the game. I love to watch it play, and I love to watch it played at a high level. You got two good quarterbacks. Maybe the first time that you have two number one picks playing against each other. Sorry, people, I didn't do the research, but it's the first time in my memory that you have two number one picks, overall picks, playing against each other at quarterback
in the Super Bowl.
in the Super Bowl.
That might be something to look up. I feel like most quarterbacks is top of the list. May not be number one, but I feel like they be.
I mean, number one overall.
That's fair. That's a good one to look up.
The elephant in the room, man. We had, I believe, 9 coaching vacancies in the NFL. You had 4 picked up. So you got Doug Peterson, the former coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, was picked up, a Super Bowl winning coach of the NFL.
Never
the
forget.
Eagles. Was picked up by the Jaguars. You have
Duval.
Josh McDaniels, who was picked up by the Raiders. You have Brian DeBole, what is his name? DeBole. He was picked up by the Giants. Have you heard of that guy before? Before today or before last week?
Was he the white Brian?
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't heard of the white Brian.
And then you have Eberflus.
I ain't heard of him either.
Eberflus, he was hired by the Bears. Never heard of him either. And to go on to your point before we get on, Beans and Frank says that the Rams better not lose as juiced up as they are. And that's what kind of you were saying before we got there. I'm kind of agreeing with that. Then you have Brian Flores.
Who has some outstanding allegations that he has made. Like, these are owners lose their team. People get, groups of fines. There's fines that could be handed out. They said Elway was lit. Now, shout out to Elway. Elway always lit. If you ever ran into Elway past 7 p.m., he lit.
Drunk as fuck with them Coors Lights,
He be
some
lit.
Coors beer.
I had a partner. I ain't gonna put him out there, but he was. He sat out with Elway at a bar, man, a little steak restaurant, man. They had a good time. As a matter of fact, I ain't put Elway out there, but we do know that Elway he has a good time.
He's known for locally being around the city for having
a
one
good
of the
time.
best times.
The best time.
And gets a ride home from if he happens to get pulled over. Like he does the DUI, it don't matter.
It ain't. Yeah, it's Elway. Get out of here. What are you doing?
We'll take you home. Leave the car.
Get out of here. What are you doing?
We'll call Janet. Oh, Janet's not around no more. But
Yeah, that was kind of.
I forgot Janet wasn't around.
But nah, that's
But
he probably right.
all right, so let's go. Let's talk about this. So you have the whole history. You have the text history. I believe we have a picture of that too. We have the text history between Brian Flores and Bill Belichick. Well, Bill Belichick congratulates Brian Flores of getting the Giants coaching job. Flores says, "Hey,
Are you talking to the right Brian?
yeah, thanks. Hey, man, thanks. I think I have a chance." And then,
I'll do my best.
yeah. Bill Belichick, he said, "Have you heard something, Bill?" And Bill says, "Yeah, man, I think you got it." He says, "You talking to the right Brian? Brian Flores or Brian the whatever the fuck?"
He was like, "Is this?" He said, "Belichick says, is this white Brian or black Brian?" He said, "This is black Brian."
He said, "Hey, Belichick says, hey, man, I fucked this up.
They said, "Well, that sucked." Like,
I fucked this up."
All the way. You know you done fucked up.
You know what they do anytime it happens? They be like, "Well, I had a bad reaction to my medication, and so it had me loopy, and I just wasn't sure what was what." Regardless, you are telling somebody that the job is already got, and now you're just gonna get this dude a mock interview when he go to the Giants. It's not a real interview. That's what he's saying.
They're calling it a sham interview.
It's a mock interview.
That's the new word. It's a sham interview.
But what they gonna say about that though, Kels, they're gonna say, well, we think that this rule that we have to interview a certain person of a certain demographic or persuasion is a mock too. And so they're saying, hey, if y'all gonna make us do that, instead of us just saying who we feel like should be the coach that we want, all right, cool, we'll give him an interview, but technically we still already gonna come in as who we want to come in anyway. But we'll on paper give you that interview.
The Rooney Rule is not gonna work.
Exactly what it is.
So I got a question to all you guys. So the Rooney Rule is in effect. We start off with the man in the back. What if black coaches decided not to go to the interview?
I mean, like,
If coaches decided not to go to the interview, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna do anything.
That's what I'm saying. I'm with you on that.
It's the motherfucking NFL, man. Like, if this isn't a direct representation of like America, I mean, in a sense, I don't want to get too deep into it, but
politics.
I mean, still running in the powers that be are old white men. So, I mean, that ain't gonna do shit, bro. To be honest with you.
I think it'll do something.
Now, if the players, now hold on, if the players did something, that's different. The coaches, please.
I mean, yeah, I think it'll do. I mean, okay, so if you have to give somebody a sham interview,
Yeah.
they refuse to take the sham interview, you still got to interview somebody.
They're going to interview the next white boy that come up.
No, he's saying they gotta, as long as the Rooney Rule's in there.
Oh, they still got to receive African
So
American.
he's saying, are we enough in unison to be able to
don't have
every
enough
black
power.
opportunity out there? I mean, every coach in a position to potentially take on a job.
We don't have enough
Are,
power.
are we all going to be like, not power, but unity? Because it would
We
have
don't
to be
have
that
enough unity
collectively they would all have to say, hey,
don't have enough.
none of us are going to just take the interview.
We don't have enough.
So it basically shuts down them being able to hire whoever the new coach
How many-
is. That's what you're saying, right?
Let me ask you this.
That's what will happen.
How many available coaches right now that's available that's black? It ain't enough.
There's a bunch of them.
No, I'm saying that's like going for a head. No, first of all, you got to
so
be
what-
you got to be qualified to be a head coach.
Do you?
Like, be enemy qualified?
No. Time out.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
When you black,
Be enemy qualified?
when you black. Let me rephrase it. When you black, because it's moments that never coached a professional level on a professional level and get a professional job over a black man that's been qualified offensive coordinator, been in the league forever, but he's not qualified for their job. Why? That's the problem.
I mean, I think they give him the job, but that's something that we kind of touched on a little bit last week, and I was in the text with it. It's like you don't have the tenure to really be successful. They giving you one season, and that's not enough. So I mean, technically, they could say just like the Rooney Rule. Hey, look, we did what we said, right? Look, we put him in. We gave him. Look at that. He lost 3 games. Look at this. Look at that. He took this team that was ever. They didn't do enough. So there it is.
That's their way out of. That's their way of getting us. That's the way of getting out of there. Hold on, let me tell you one quick second. That's the way of them getting us out of there. Like they y'all coach. He ain't give him a chance. He was with a trash team and they didn't win nothing. He was out of here. The brother on the Miami was a good team, brought him up, and still got him up out of there. But then at the same time though, they'll keep a person like a Lovie Smith or what's the name? Not Lovie Smith, the one Cincinnati coach.
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. They kept him for years. That was the only coach I ever seen survive through the ups and the downs. I was like, they should have fired him 10 years.
But that's what I said off camera.
Hey, fellas, I got a couple questions on that though, because there's so many layers to this situation.
A lot of layers.
Right? So many layers. Like, I guess I'd like to start with: do you guys believe there is deliberate collusion towards black coaches? Like the theory of hire a black coach to take these falls, right? To take that extra payday, because black coaches will take that payoff, right? Because remember now that there's this payoff for losing now that Hugh Jackson's talking about, referencing, Brian Flores is referencing, and for tanking purposes. Do you guys believe like that it's not an accident, or do y'all think it's just coincidence?
So you basically said it used as a pawn to put him there for that position.
Yeah, like there are real conversations between these billionaire owners saying, okay, use the higher if you want to win now or later. If you want to win later, use the old black coach hire thing for a couple years and see if that works for you. You see what I'm saying? Like, do you guys think that that's a real discussion that these folks are having,
But it's gonna come out.
or is it just coincidence?
No, I'll take it to a whole different point. I think this is something that's been like implanted, and is implanted, and it's really systemic racism, and it's really like they look at us as black men as not being smart enough to lead. And so that started off with the quarterbacks. That started off with the quarterbacks. It took forever to get quarterbacks because it was never thought that we didn't have the talent. It was that we weren't smart enough. So, and as a head coach, they don't. It's the same theory to where they say, oh, in their mind, in their imprint, this is what they think. This is what they were raised on. These are their beliefs. And there's not enough younger people who don't believe that way. So I think it's something that was implemented in their mind a long time ago that black men are not smart enough to lead. And I think that's the way that they look. That's the way that they look at us. So I definitely believe there's collusion and all that. Like it's definitely collusion.
Yeah.
And I say, yeah, they definitely will hire us to hire us to be like, hey man, yeah, we'll put you in a losing situation.
Yeah. Every black coach
we
has
gave
been
you
in
a
that
chance.
situation.
But I mean, that's my answer to it.
Well, I mean, first, you ain't never heard nobody broke have anything to do with collusion. That's a rich people.
I ain't never. Can you spell it? Can you spell it?
Super facts, man, with a cape on. That's not a. So when we talking about
It's a rich
something
person word.
yeah, when you talk about a rich person word like collusion, there's obviously going to be some conversations that you just not going to be a part of, and to even be able to get the collusion part of that.
Oh,
out,
you know,
yeah, what is? It feels good to say it though. That mean I got a cool car. Or
Hey,
something
look, I act
this.
like I knew what he was talking
This
about.
man said I was colluding this year. I mean, you got something heavy in the bank, man. Somebody say you was colluding.
He got long paper. His
Yeah,
his
he
money don't
hard.
fold.
Yeah, you got
So what?
beach towel dollars.
So what y'all think it is?
But I will tell you, I don't think it comes down to intelligence either, though. It just comes down to, and that's why I said a rich people word, it's the money side of it, man. And I think ultimately you got a few people in this in our country that make a lot of decisions for the masses, and that is definitely going to be something that you're going to see in a situation where you have billion-dollar owners with people who are trying to get $1 billion, which is a lot of these players. They may not get it, but obviously they're trying to be millionaires. And there's just going to be a certain level of good old boy that's got to happen. Now, I'll tell you, in 10 years, we don't know what that looks like because ain't gonna be a lot of owners alive in 10 years that are currently there. They out of there, homie.
Al did
Outta
die.
there.
Al Davidson died.
Next 10
Then y'all
years-
owner died too? Y'all owner died too, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, the next 5 to 10 years, they out of there. So it comes down to then is that new level of
Craft
wealth,
next.
which is their children and some of the other entities that they have in there. Are they part of the problem or the solution? And that's really where you're going to see the change. But for them old men that are in there right now, I don't think there's a lot you're going to get done in there because it's bigger than rap. They're not just billionaires in NFL. They're billionaires in the world. They're billionaires in the United States. They billionaires, right? So it's like ultimately, I think that, until they actually, that generation of mindset kind of starts passing on, because I mean, like, you can imagine what the Broncos are going to look like when they get a new owner, which is on sale now for $4 billion. If y'all want to piece up on that,
Let's piece up on that, man. Don't
piece
fingerprints,
up on
man.
that.
Let me
I
call
got
my lawyer,
on
man.
But
So
you
I
know,
got something,
listen, I'll piece up on that. But I think you have
Mhm.
that opportunity where now you'll start having like investor groups get into these groups, and I think they start having like that new mindset of what they want to see, and that's when the real change is gonna happen. But for the next 5 years, till all these dudes start falling out, you just gonna have to chill, because they're gonna keep it like that's one thing about people who are colluding. They can keep that tied up in the system. They keep that thing tied up in the system for 5-10 years.
Collusion.
But the thing,
R. Kelly, the only person I seen was able to hold something out of the court like white folks did. R. Kelly had that collusion done for like 10, 15 years. That girl was my age by the time that court happened. Like, by the time they went to court, she was my age. Like, she was a grandma.
grew up with.
Like, yeah, she got, like, grandma, I heard somebody peed on her.
I think, man, I personally think. I mean, I hope it's gonna change, and
5 years.
and I think it's gonna change. But
Yeah, they need to fall down.
It's time to make a
I mean,
change.
I mean, it's still a problem.
What's up, OG?
Y'all think Brian Flores should take the Texans, because he's still up for like the Texans job and the New Orleans Saints job, right? Probably the New Orleans Saints, of course. I don't think they'll give it to him, but if the Texans job is available for him, should he take it?
No.
I don't think he's
Negative.
gonna get a job no more right now, because he's pulling over. He's pulling the blanket off some heavy farts right now. He gotta.
They settled out of court. For sure.
He has Colin Kaepernick himself.
Yep.
And if he's came out with these allegations.
Whoo, and they stiff.
He's came out with these allegations, but he's hoping that he can get support from other black coaches.
It's gonna come through. It's gonna get across the court. It's gonna get through the court.
But a lot of these coaches still want to have a job. Once you go join forces with him,
line,
you might not get a job again.
But y'all get said y'all set out of court though. They gonna get some money.
Everybody ain't gonna get settled out of court.
No,
everybody ain't gonna be settling out of court. And he's put himself in a place where Colin Kaepernick went. And when Colin Kaepernick went and did this, he didn't have the support of his players. I mean, they didn't outwardly support him. Inwardly they may have, but they didn't outwardly support him. And Brian Flores is a 40-year-old man who I commend for putting his career on the line to fight this institution that's called the NFL.
It's corrupted. It's corrosion, corruption.
Right. With that being said, if it did come available, should he take the Texans job? Like, should he still take a job for a man?
I just don't think
I
don't think it's available.
It won't be available for him.
If it came available, take the job.
I wouldn't do it.
Why wouldn't he?
I wouldn't do it.
I mean, take any job.
If it comes available, take the job. But are you gonna think is this like a mercy? Like, here you go, because
here you go, nigga. Here go a job, nigga. Take it. We'll shut you up. Be quiet. Here you go. Come on, man. You gotta stand for your ground. You can't. He already opened his mouth now. He better go full fledged now. And look, there's a lot of heavy hitters getting ready to fall, and the Broncos is one. They ain't gonna be, like I said, they're gonna be mediocre for the rest of our lives.
All right.
got a question. So, is it an uproar? Should there be an uproar if the league's next 4 positions do not hire a black coach?
Absolutely.
There won't be though. That's
it will. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's available. You got a couple of available coaches, black coaches. You got coaches we don't even fucking know, and they get these coaches that's qualified. Like I said, you got to be qualified. And some ain't qualified to get in, but these black coaches.
Who's getting a job other than Brian Flores? Leftwich already gave his job to Peterson.
You have Leftwich. You have Flores, you have Leslie Frazier, you have Todd Bowles. Like, there's some real qualified coaches.
So you cancel out Leslie Frazier, you cancel out Todd Bowles because black coaches don't get that second chance.
Okay, that's a problem too then.
He's out of there.
That's the problem.
So that's what I'm saying. Should there be an uproar if...
It should definitely
I mean,
be
should there be one and will there be one is a tough question. Because if you're saying should, of course. I mean, I think that there's definitely some discrepancies that we've seen historically within football. But will there be? I just don't. I think it's like the football is the last thing to fall. Mm-hmm. Football is the last thing to fall. And I think because we are so fanatical about our teams, and because you guys are so Bronco gang, how many times you dudes think they in a real gang called the Broncos and stuff, and it's like, and I don't take anything away from it, I appreciate it, right? But it'd be a real life fan. I like my team, I love the Eagles and stuff, right? But that level of fandom keeps the power with the owners. If we were able as fans, and if fans could detach, but could you imagine a Sunday with no NFL all year forever? Like, it would just be like we'd have to wean ourselves off to really get that level of buy-in from the owners again. And I don't know if that's willing. Y'all not willing to do that. None of y'all really. Nobody willing. Like, the people who are boycotting the NFL or made that attempt to do it didn't really mess with the NFL anyway. Because if you did, you snuck and watched your team. You may not watch all this, but you at least watched your team.
You might not know everybody's stats, but you know your
you know what it
team's
was.
stats.
And when they was doing that boycott, my Eagles was going to the Super Bowl. I was like, man, listen, I'm gonna start. Maybe next year, but we lit. We busting. Like, I'm with it.
Hey, I didn't boycott, man. I didn't boycott, but I'm gonna tell you.
And so we can't. And this is the thing, though, and that's why I have to say it out loud. We can't expect the change that we want unless we are willing to be able to make those sacrifices, so that we take the power out of those owners' hands. And until we do that, as long as we fanatical about it, they win. Because we're basically saying, I don't care who you put in front of us, just let my team line up and snap the ball. Yeah. Until you were just like, hey, look, I ain't even watching my team until they put somebody in power in place.
When Kaepernick took the stance in doing what he did to try to do what he did, and the players didn't support him, the biggest thing that could have been done was that first opening week of football that all the players decided not to show up to the game. Hit the owners where the pocket, hit them in their pockets where it hurts. That's the only way you're gonna force change is to take their money and to take away your fanatical.
But when you got to
take the money away from them.
When you got a motherfucker holding your paycheck, your family to feed your family over your head, it's a decision to make.
I mean,
do I want a
union?
Do you got a union? But do you?
Can I ask y'all this then? I guess it's like a two-part question. Number one is, in our lifetime, do you see any of this change actually happening? Because this is something that you're talking about, like, is something we've never done, like coming together as a collective, all, like state to state, no matter what you believe in, right? So, do you think you'd ever see this in your lifetime?
No, I don't think so.
I think I'll see it, and
I don't think so.
To what Chris was saying, that the good old boy network is coming to an end.
They're falling apart.
So it's coming to an end. So I think we'll see it, because you're going to see newer people, younger people who don't have those same ideologies and those same thoughts of the way they act and treat people. So I definitely think it's going to come to an end. And to your second part, I don't never see us all coming together as from state to state. Like, I don't see that happening. I don't see that part happening, but I just see it happening because the good old boy network is coming down.
I mean, I think after, and I don't want to get too far into the weeds when it comes to like politics, but just a brief, overview of what we saw, with the change of guard in politics just a year ago, right? You clearly see that we are, as a country, we still have some growing pains.
Far behind.
And let's be honest, the United States ain't that old. A lot of these other countries, they've been countries for damn 1,000 years and shit. Like, if you look at China and you look at some of these other countries, they've had a long time to be able to kind of really figure out what they are as a people. And I don't really think, with America being the melting pot that it is and all these different, ideas into it, that you're going to have people come together in 100 to 200 years to really be able to effectively have that level of unity now. And I think that's going to leak into everything that we're doing, including like your sports, and it's going to come into, job and how they're being respected. And, I just think that ultimately there is a change of brewing. And clearly we've seen when people started knocking down bogus statues, like, wait a minute, have you ever even Googled this statue? And you look it up and be like, man, this dude who raped women, punched babies in the face, like, what is...
Got a long history.
Yeah, like, man, knock that thing down.
Robbie, you got something to say before we get up out of here?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Good to go, huh? Hey, shouts out to the Power One. Shouts out to Sebo for joining us today.
Hey, man.
Shouts out to my man Tux in the back. My man Damo in the back doing his thing, man. We can't
No
do it without
fingerprints,
y'all.
King.
Shouts out to the people, man, that are commenting. Beans and Franks, Johnny Doe, 764 is the code, man. He said them Niners was gonna lose. Your boy Facts Over Feelings said y'all was gonna lose.
Oh, he Raider. He's a trash Raider,
And
man.
keep it 4087. I'm gonna have some answers to your question next week about who's the next in the box state, because I gotta get on that. I definitely gotta get on that to see who's the next in the box state in basketball. And we gonna figure that
He
out.
light skinned, I bet you, and he
Who's the best?
With a curly hair.
Who's the best?
be jumping out the gym.
Who's the best of the best? But shouts
Leave it
out
a
to
crowd.
the Power of One here on the Game Point. We like you to like, share, comment, repeat, retweet, and do it all again. We out.
Thank you, gentlemen.